You know, people often talk about FOMO, like it's missing a party, or a night out, or even a holiday. But when you're trans, FOMO isn't just about missing a party. It's about missing an entire era, or eras, of your life. It's waking up in your 20s and realizing that the childhood that you were supposed to have, or the teenage years that were supposed to be yours, are gone. And they weren't wasted. They were stolen. And by the time you reach your 20s, you start to feel it more than more. Everyone around you telling you their stories from their teenage years. The fun, the drama, the firsts, their first prom, their first kiss, the inside jokes from their sleepovers, and that feeling that graduation was the beginning of everything. And you laugh along and nod, but inside, you kind of feel like an outsider. Like somehow everyone else was handed a script, but you were just handed blank pages. Because the truth is, you weren't really there. Not as yourself. You lived those years as a ghost of who you truly were. And now when people reminisce about their youth, you feel like they are describing the memories that you were never allowed to be a part of. For many trans feminine people, it can mean that you never went shopping for a dress before prom. Never going to the bathroom with your friends. Laughing as you apply eyeliner for the first time and how it smudges down your cheek. Or engaging in those silly mirror selfies. Arms linked. And your face glowing. Instead, you wore clothes that felt wrong, smiled for photos that weren't really of you. And when your name was read at graduation, that wasn't your name. That was somebody else's. A name that still echoes like a stranger's voice. For many trans masculine people, the story is different, but hurts just the same. No one teaching you how to shave, standing side by the mirror. No one teaching you how to tie your first tie before the school dance. And no first time suit that made you feel like you've belonged in your skin. Instead, you were pushed into a dress that just didn't fit. And you would pose for photos that feel like lies. These aren't just small details. They're the rites of passage. The moments that tell you that you are growing up. You belong. You are one of us. And when they don't happen, it feels like a whole chapter is missing. Here's the part that I feel like nobody really says out loud online or on YouTube. But some of these things, you are never gonna be able to relive. You only graduate once. You only ever go to your prom once. You only get your childhood once. And when you realize that those moments are gone, not delayed, not waiting for you, that is crushing. It feels like you're mourning a person that you never gotta be. It's like standing in front of a mirror, staring at a past that doesn't belong to you, knowing that you will never be able to step right back into it, ever again. People will always say, but yes, you can do those things later. And yes, you can create new experiences. But the grief is that they will never be the same. You can't redo being 16, lying on your bedroom floor, painting your nails with your friends and laughing. You can't go back to your graduation and hearing your real name being shouted across the hall for the first time. You can't go back. And that hurts in a way that is impossible to explain, unless you lived it. But here's the other truth. Even though we can't reclaim those exact moments, we can recreate what they would have meant to you. A trans woman stepping into their first real dress in their 20s, looking in the mirror with joy and heartbreak. A trans man buying his first suit, standing taller than he ever has before, feeling like his body is finally exhaling. These aren't replacements. It doesn't erase the grief. It sits alongside it. But it is ours. And in a way, they carry more weight because they were chosen. Every single one of them says, I survived long enough to be here. Our timelines will never look like somebody else's. And maybe that's the point. Yes, we will carry the scars of years lost. Yes, we will grieve the moments that we will never get again. But those scars don't mean that we are broken. They make us proof of what it means to endure. Because we didn't just miss milestones. We fought battles that nobody else saw. And we survived in silence, in shadows, in pain. And when we finally hit those milestones, even if they come late, even if they don't look the same, they aren't just milestones. They are our victories. So coming to terms with this type of FOMO isn't pretending that it doesn't hurt. It doesn't mean covering it up with false positivity. It means holding the grief in one hand and holding hope in the other. It means admitting, yes, my youth was stolen. Yes, I am never getting those moments back. But also saying, I'm still here. I'm still writing my story. Our lives are not less because we didn't follow the standard script. They're harder. They're heavier. But they're also more meaningful. Because every step that we now take is ours. Every milestone, every moment, every breath. They are defiant, but they are alive. And that doesn't make us behind. And that doesn't make us broken. It makes us something more meaningful and stronger. It makes us the heroes of our timeline.